We look at ourselves as a platform to foster sustainability as a way of life.
It's also about fostering social innovation, fostering social entrepreneurship. In the long run, what really matters is these informal kind of mentorship.
So the way to identify social needs is actually to spend a lot of time in the field.
One of the ways in which social innovation is driven is informally.
Every activity has to be socially relevant.
Pooja Warrior, Unlimited India, the co-founder. So, so we've kind of struggled with this word innovation quite a bit because it's like, how many new ideas can you come up with, So the way we see it in our selection process is that one way in which we contribute to social innovation is when people come to us to apply for our incubation program, the first question that we ask is, who else is doing what you want to do? And if there are people who want to do what you want to do, why would you not join their team instead of starting something on their own? So that forces them to articulate, is their approach different? Is it location different? Is the customer segment different? And actually forces them to think through, I just don't want to start another school, but why do I want to start, what is different about it? So that's one way. The second way I think we also foster social innovation is in our co-working space. Because there are people working together from different backgrounds, the informal spaces where they talk to each other about their project actually fosters a lot of collaboration. So for example, we would do an informal lunch meeting with all these people together where they actually share what are the projects that they're working on and kind of brainstorm on different solutions with each other. So we've seen a lot of innovation develop in the co-working space just because of different kinds of people sitting together. So it's not just one office team, but like 20 office teams sitting together. So that's been an interesting addition. First one is the incubation program, which has seed funding and capacity building program for early stage. The second is what we call Bombay Connect, which is a co-working space, again, for people who are startups in the sector or people who want to contribute to the sector. So they could be freelancers, consultants, investors, funders. And the third program is what we call one-off programs designed to support entrepreneurs that are not yet touched by either of our first two programs, because we also have geographical restrictions. So the third program could be, for example, a one-day forum for startups in the country, or a boot camp for startups in the country. So it's very kind of low touch, short time period, but adding some sort of value to them. I was trying to differentiate between people that we've worked with versus people who I would say we've incubated. So people who we have worked with are over 150 people and over 100 projects. But I think I would call incubated after they have left our program, or if they're still running. I think that's when it truly means that we've incubated someone. And so currently, because we're also in our 5th year of operation, so most of I would say about 80% of our projects are still running. So I could answer that as the projects that we've incubated. In terms of how many of them are scaled up, so again, scaling is, if I count scaling as beyond a particular state, then it's about 10 of the companies. But if you're looking at scaling up within a state, then the number increases. So again, I think we need to define what is the minimum that qualifies as scale. So, for instance, I think entrepreneurs that are working with a for-profit model and that have some sort of a business background tend to do well, because then they don't have to kind of rely on external sources for business acumen, versus someone who's come from a development sector background and is trying to do a for-profit model. The pace is faster. There's definitely something around focus. So entrepreneurs that have one product and one service tend to grow much faster than entrepreneurs that have like 5 different products and services. There's something to be said around entrepreneurs that are able to leverage a lot of support from other players. So entrepreneurs that are able to either collaborate with other players than just working on their own, or again tend to kind of grow faster. But then there's some external factors. So entrepreneurs that are able to kind of get funding, investment pretty quickly, also affects their growth. But if I was to give an example, for example, of one of our entrepreneurs that for their model to succeed, they had to work with the local government. The success rate is so dependent on the local government in the city they're trying to scale. So there's definitely some external factors that are not in control of the entrepreneur. But I think the first three that I said in terms of the match of the entrepreneur and the idea, the focus of the entrepreneur, and their ability to collaborate and leverage other resources external to their organization is definitely trends that I would see as differing.